Wow, I'm actually a little bit early for once. That's a first. How are we doing then? Right, stacks of CDs to show. Stacks and stacks. CD files. Let's bring them over near the computer. Hey, how are we all doing? Right on. How's it going? How's your weekend? Bank holidays are boring. And when the weekend starts to get boring, it gets dragged on, doesn't it? By the time the bank holiday comes along. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to be off work, but sometimes it can be difficult to figure out what to do on a Monday bank holiday. It feels like another Sunday. Quickly accumulated quite a few CDs actually. There was somebody who wished to remain nameless who's kindly donated, I don't know, maybe count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 CDs, 13 albums. Just like me, goes around buying CDs in charity shops and then giving them away to charities, which I've done quite a bit actually this year myself. But no, it's kindly given me quite a few albums here, so we'll be going through those shortly. A few charity shop buys and quite a few eBay buys, Discogs buys on CDs. So yeah, that's accumulated in the last couple of weeks or so. Quite quickly how much this stuff mounts up, isn't it? It's been good, I think, stepping away from buying records and going into my CD collection and just kind of reevaluating how I collect and what I collect. Just going through my records earlier, culling a few of them. And how I managed my CD collection recently, trying to be a completionist, some of these bands and things has kind of leaked on into my record collecting. So I've like put in one pile of the collection stuff which I want to keep buying, bands, artists which I wouldn't mind trying to complete their discography. And in the other half, I put it in bands and artists which I don't mind owning maybe a few of their albums, but not really wanting to complete all their albums. I like a bit of Frank Sinatra, for example, but don't necessarily want to have all of his albums because that's like, I don't know, 60 odd albums or whatever it is. I don't really want all that, you know. So that's just an example. So yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of helps stepping away and looking back into what I have regarding records and how I'm going to narrow down the collection. You know, what path I want to take. You know, because it was getting a bit out of hand, admittedly. But I feel like I've got more of a grip on it now. You know, where I want to go, what I want to explore, what I want to own in my record collection, as well as my CD collection. The CDs you can afford to be a bit eclectic because you know they're small, they don't matter so much. With vinyl, because of the size of them, I think it's important to be a bit careful to what you buy. You know, I've learnt that the hard way. Can you hear me okay? So yeah, I got the dryer going on in the kitchen, and it gets quite stuffy in here. The heat just kind of travels in this room. Good. Hey, Richard. So yeah, with the heat and the heat of the computer and the amp all next to me and everything else, it gets quite warm being here. So I have to open the back door to get a bit of air in. It's a bit hot. How are we doing, Richard? Right, let's bring this down then. A bit more organised today. A bit more punctual. In fact, I was a little bit early, but never mind. So yeah, I got a load of CDs here which have been kindly donated to the channel. He said not to mention his name, so that's as far as I'm going to go with it. Doing well, thanks. Very chill Sunday. Yeah, it is. Very chill Sunday. Getting a bit bored actually. If I'm working on the Monday the next day, then I don't tend to get bored. But with it being dragged out with a bank holiday, I guess I'm a little bit more relaxed, a bit more lazier, sleep in a bit longer, knowing that I've got Monday off. Don't get as many things done, and I end up sitting around too much. So, I mean, normally I'll be out there cleaning the car and doing the usual chores and what have you. But I haven't today, not so much. I've been going through the record collection instead, culling records, seeing what I can afford to pass on. I was at one of my local record shops earlier in the week, and I was talking about records, of course, to the guy behind the counter. And I said I've got all sorts of records sitting on the floor. He said, "Oh, bring them in, bring them in." So that's kind of, encouraging me to bring them in and come up with some kind of deal, I guess. But parking is not very easy around this particular area. So, you know, I have to park up somewhere not too near the actual shop itself, and I've got to walk all the records round. It's got a few bags worth as well, and of course they're not light in weight, are they? Records. It's not as much as I want to. It's not in a very good location. And now there's another record shop in the town, which literally has a road literally adjacent to the shop where I can park the car. It would be a lot easier, but this particular one will be a bit more difficult. So it looks like that's where they're heading off to anyway. These records behind me to a record shop. I did try one in a different town. Actually, I tried two record shops in a different town. One of them was not taking any more records in, just got too much stock in the back, and you know, you can't take any more, which is fair enough. And the other one kind of just wanted to, it was kind of interested, but wanted to sort of pick and choose certain records. And, you know, I mean, he offered me about £100 for a bag of records. And there was easily over £100 worth of records in this particular bag he was interested in. And some of the records were like £50 records. So, you know, there's maybe £200, £300 worth of records in there. And he wanted to give me about 100. I just was like, nah, not really. Wasn't really feeling it, you know. Wasn't prepared to give them away quite so easily and cheaply. And had it sort of take the whole lot off me, like every bag I brought, and give me like a nice lump sum, I probably would have done it. But where he kind of wanted to pick and choose certain records, you know, and I still was going to be lumbered with a good, I don't know, 80% of the records. You know, and then I had to drive there once and drive there for a second time to pick them up. I wasn't too kind of impressed by it, so I said no, not going to do it. So, you know, not the time and the cost it's cost me already, bringing them here, yeah, and then picking them up a day or two later. You know, sure, you can come up, Michael. I'll send the link out. One sec. Where is it? I was watching your live stream, Michael. I'm expecting that you probably brought a few things. If you have the time and patience to sell them on your own, pick and choose what you want to sell. Yeah, I would like to. I would like to. I got a particular bag which is stuff I want to sell, and stuff which is expensive. So I'm going to sell that privately online, and the rest is probably going to make its way to the record shop, should they want them. I'm not too optimistic now because, you know, I feel like I've been mucked about a bit, you know, with record shops. I think when I culled the first time, the guy just took the lot, you know, and it was easy. But this particular time, it seems to be a bit more of a struggle. I guess it's the way it goes, isn't it? You know, people sometimes are more willing to take stock, you know, at some points than they are others. You all right, Michael?
Hello.
How you doing?
How am I? Audio? How's the audio?
Yeah, it's all good. All good.
Cool.
Looking rather dapper.
I don't know. Just a jean shirt, you know, and my usual fedora or my whatever you want to call it. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm good. Just relaxing on this chilled Sunday.
So you picked up some things too?
I picked up some CDs. Yeah.
For some of the folks out there, I'm literally just getting back. Let me see the chat. Hey everyone, I'm it's been less than 2 hours. I'm just getting back from a vinyl festival, and we had over 70 vendors, DJs. Simon, you said you were able to, because there was a good portion where I thought I was live, where I wasn't, and then there was a segment where I went live, and then my battery died. I had to sit and charge it again and go live a second time.
Yeah, I tuned in at the point. I think you were outside the building. I think at a stall, talking to an older fella.
Yeah. I got things from him.
Yeah,
and I walked around, and there were I got some people like, "What did you get today?" And they're reaching out. I got to edit the video out. I'll do I'll do like what do they talk, like when you, hey, what's going on, Richard? Like when you pre-program it, pre-schedule. I'll pre-schedule something and show it. I got to do editing on it, but man, it was based off. There was a lot of people. We got more and more as the day progressed. I was surprised when I got at 8:30, even though it started at 10, because I wanted to have like a light breakfast and just chill out. And I wasn't sure how many people were going to show up at what time. Dude, I got there. I was there at 9 o'clock. There was this guy shuffling through this one vendor's albums on the outside. And I had been talking to the guy prior. And then I went back over. I said, "Are you open for business?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "I thought it started at 10. It's only 9. He goes, "Go ahead." And so I started. That was the guy you saw.
Yeah, right.
And the guy before him, I said, "Oh man, I wish you could have told me too." The guy before him bought 2 Gary Newman albums that I would have snatched.
Oh man, that's annoying. That's the trouble with those places. You got to get there quick, haven't you? And you something else.
The thing about it is, this is my strategy.
You're breaking up a bit, Michael. It's kind of a bit distorted in sound and picture. Hello. Yeah, it's still quite distorted. I can't really hear much what you're saying at the moment. It's a bit patchy. Some bits you're okay, and then it goes a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I put this on when I was a bit more cold, but since I put the dryer on, it ramps up the heat in this place a bit. And, I just left it on now. I can't be bothered to take it off.
Just elevate a little bit higher. Not much better.
No, it's still distorted.
Yeah. I'm back in.
Yeah, it's still distorted. It was all right when you came in, but then within a few minutes it started to play up a bit. House of 1,000 CDs. I love that I found a channel. I'm going through the same experience. Vinyl purchases are slowing down, and it looks like CD is the way forward for me. Yeah, it is for me for the moment, for the meantime. But I'm likely to return back to vinyl at some point. I mean, I did buy a record last week, but I'm going to save it for a video in the future. Well, I might just do like one video near the end of the year and just show everything I brought this year, which won't be much compared to what I've been buying previously, but you know, there'll be enough there to make a video. So, but yeah, at the moment, CDs are just too good to miss out on. They're cheap and, you know, bargain to be had. Yeah, he's just done that. So we'll see what happens. Richard says, I'm slowing down buying as well. Trying to, I should say. Yeah. So you brought a few things maybe you I wouldn't say shouldn't have brought, but, you know, regrettably brought, you know, to the fact that you're trying to slow down. It's not easy. It's not easy. We love this hobby, don't we, of collecting, and, you know, it's not always easy to resist. Well, what was it you brought then, Richard? Was it CDs or was it records? What had you? Where did you fall short? Because me and you spoke, and you said to me in the past that you were slowing down a bit, and, you know, thinking of maybe cutting back on more of the collection. CDs, eBay bargains. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm picking out stuff on the likes of eBay. Michael's back.
I hope I'm back.
You're back, yeah. You seem to be okay now for the moment.
Oh yeah, I really do have to change my provider. I am so tired of I don't know if it's Comcast really, because I'm watching more and more other channels and all kinds of crazy stuff. There's StreamYard is having some issues.
Right.
Not everything is the channels. A lot of the stuff is StreamYard. It's just, and I don't think it's ever going to be the same again. It used to be so smooth.
Right. Right.
But anyway, yeah, I'm sorry. I missed a lot of what you said, but
no, that's okay. We're just talking with Richard.
Yeah. Were you getting vinyl? Did you pick up something?
I did buy a record earlier in the week, but I'm going to save showing any vinyl to probably the end of the year, and do like an end of the year video of records I've brought. You know. Hopefully
okay. All right.
So yeah, it'd be a bit of a special. But normally I'll be doing those kind of videos more or less every week. If you watch my previous stuff I've done in the last few years, right. So you know, I really had slowed down regarding buying records compared to what I was buying, you know, a year, 2-3 years ago. You know? But like Richard, I'm buying stuff on the likes of eBay on CDs and just snapping them up. Even if they're kind of, even it is cheaper than buying vinyl, to see these CDs in the wild for like £1 or $1 in the thrift stores, you kind of think, well, I could keep on doing that, but the likelihood I'm not gonna come across it, you know, there's only so much you can find in these thrift stores and charity shops, can't you? And you can kind of pick out certain bits and pieces of certain bands and what have you. But trying to complete discographies, you do really need the internet, don't you, to complete certain things, because all likelihood is you're not going to come across everything in the wild, you know.
Yeah, I hear you, because, well, it's not like it used to be. There was a time when, you know, we call them thrift stores or you know, same as charity shops or Salvation Army, or we have something else called Goodwill. And there was a time you'd go in there, and it just seemed like there were far more, you know, albums that were worth purchasing, and CDs, and so much. And then it started to thin out in a lot of those areas. And then, you know, and then some of these thrift stores here in the States, they got the nerve like to sell certain like things, CDs or cassettes, for a certain price. They're like, wait, are you kidding me? You're supposed to be a thrift store. You're not a retail.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
not,
stuff in the glass cabinets going for like 10, 20, 30 pounds on CDs, and I was like, what? This is crazy, you know.
I just had to keep it. You know, I don't need it that bad.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. It remains there, doesn't it? It doesn't sell, and then they have to rethink.
Well, it will eventually. It will eventually, but you may not be the one to get it. But eventually, they get their back broken. I got to get rid of this doggone thing.
Yeah, it's either they lower the price or they hand it on to another of their chains in different locations, and they have a go at selling it, and you know, it just moves around until it gets sold. Basically, that's what usually happens.
There was anything audio you wanted, you could find here. I mean, I'm telling you, it was CDs. It was, you can find. People had 8 tracks, cassettes, the whole gambit. The only reason why I didn't shop the CDs sooner is because I already had my game plan. My game plan is jot down at least 10 of the major either groups or persons that I must get in my selection. That was my strategy. And then my next strategy was, when I go in, I'm not fanning anything. I'm hitting each one, and I'm just asking the person, the vendor, hey, I got a list here. I'm just going to read them off. Just listen to what I'm saying and just tell me if you got it. And not one vendor go, hold on, man. They all just go ahead. And I went boom, 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 boom. And they were able to just go, I think I got that. I'm pretty sure I don't have that. I should have brought that with me. Yeah, that's over there. So I was able, before, dude, the crowd didn't pick up until, you know, well after.
It sounds like you were pretty on it then. If you had a list, so people go in there, don't have a list, it's all from memory, and they get overwhelmed and think, oh, what am I looking for? I forgot.
So it's set up in a large, almost like a racetrack, inside one of the sheds of the Eastern Market, our farmers market.
And this is the vinyl bed you're talking about, yeah?
That I just came from. So I just ran track and just hit different. Well, I didn't hit everybody because some people were selling stuff down, you know. But I was like, okay, boom. And I was just hitting everybody. I want you got this guy. So that was everything that, you know. And I just kind of remember it wasn't that easy. And then I was able to settle back a little bit more, and then start hitting each vendor, remembering where each vendor was. Pretty much everything that I saw that I wanted to get, even after the place got packed, when I hit back over to some of the other vendors, they still had the stuff. So I got everything that I saw that I wanted, which was great.
Nice.
And man, I got some nice stuff. I am pumped up.
You're stoked.
Stoked.
Good. That's good to hear. You know. So yeah, it sounded like you were enjoying yourself when I saw you live streaming the. So you're talking to a few of the sellers there. So it looked like you're having fun.
And I ran into a celebrity. I'm walking through, and in the corner of the camera, I'm walking up, and somebody's looking at the camera, and I get closer. And he puts his hand out to me, and I put my hand out there, and we shake hands. And I just walk past him because I know who it is. I just don't say anything. But he looks in the camera, he says, "You okay?" I said, "Yeah." He says, and he does this, and I do this too. And I just keep going. It was Professor Griff from Public Enemy.
Wow.
Are you familiar with Public Enemy?
I've heard of Public Enemy, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're probably they're the GOAT when it comes to rap. Yeah. And so that was like Wow, just out of the clear blue. Although
that was cool, wasn't it, to meet someone like that, you know.
he's an icon.
Yeah,
You know,
nice.
so yeah, that was really. And the cool thing about it is he just kind of like reached out, hey, and I was like, that was really nice. You know, it wasn't he wasn't standoffish at all. He approached me, so that was kind of cool.
That's nice. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, but no, man, I had an awesome time. So if you want to see what I got, I don't want to impede on what you have to do today. So I'm gonna try and get an impromptu live stream and show off what I purchased.
Okay, I mean, you can show stuff here. I don't mind. You know.
I mean, what? Okay, I mean, because I'm willing if you guys are.
Yeah. That's what it's for. You know, it's what we do.
Okay. Because I know that you. I don't want to kind of derail. I know you like to do the CD stuff. So I wasn't sure.
Yeah, we can mix it up. It's not a problem.
Okay. Quite a haul.
Oh, over to you then, Michael. I'll let you start it off.
Now, do you want us to go back and forth? Because I got quite a bit here. This is what I got.
Well, you show 5, and I'll show 5 CDs. Yeah, is that all right?
All right, sounds good. And to be honest with you, I haven't looked back into this bag until now. So I can't even I can recall some of the things. So it's going to be kind of a surprise to me again. Okay, so and I'll test this really quick. So I ran into this one vendor, and I yelled out a bunch of stuff, and man, did he come through. And he definitely is helping me round out my library of this particular artist. So I was able to cop 3 Vangelis albums, because I think I was telling you folks that I'm really out to grow my early, I guess you can call it, electronic music. We're talking about, folks from the 60s, 70s, even some people from the 50s. But yeah, I got a lot of his work.
Nice. That's cool. I've got that one, not that one you're showing. The one behind.
Okay, that's Opera Savage. That is the killer one. And I was able to get what's the name of this one? Heaven and Hell.
Yeah, I've owned that one.
You have this?
I used to have it.
I didn't. Wow, dude, I didn't know that you owned any Vangelis.
Not many. That one and Chariots of Fire soundtrack.
Let me just fan these front and back again.
I think I've got a comp on CD somewhere as well. But,
so that was cool, being able to not and like some things that I have here, I have on CD or cassette, and I don't have on vinyl. And then some things that I do have, I just needed to refresh. This was super exciting because I think I've talked about Tomita. Well, this wasn't a new Tomita that I hadn't had. I've got this one, but I think when I showed it, either when I did impromptu or on here, the cover was pretty jacked up. Oh my goodness, this guy. See, I got Tomita pictures at an exhibition. I go, you gotta be kidding me. And it says 10 here, but he gave it to me for 5.
That's all right.
And so I got 2 clean versions, and it's got a little ring wear, but I'm telling you, this cover is in way better shape than the other one. And there's my man.
Yeah.
There he is.
That's how you got that. Okay.
Yeah, but the this cover is like disintegrating.
Right.
All my other Tomitas, like the covers are almost, really pristine. And this one is as good as I'm gonna find it. But the other, it's really clean though. So
an upgrade copy.
Oh, dude, I $4 because one, I'm getting a clean copy, and two, I'm getting a better jacket.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's no doubt. There's no doubt. And then for my fifth one, I'll show you. What was that one I got?
Richard says bargain. That is.
Oh, you know what I really loved about it, Simon, is that there were some vendors there where they were like, you would ask how much, and they go, blah, blah, and you go, are you? And then you go, thanks, and you move on.
Yeah, yeah.
There were some vendors, and you're like, and they're just like super happy to bargain with you.
Yeah, I think some of them, not all of them, just like to get rid of what they have, don't they? As quickly as they can, you know. So they don't really love it with it necessarily to put it all back in their vehicles. They just won't get rid, don't they? A lot of them, not all of them, but you know, some of them can get lucky.
Some of them they're just ridiculous in their price.
Yeah.
But the thing,
they are. Yeah.
The thing I loved about it is that you had every scale. You had those who are ridiculous, but you had these guys down here who was like deal, and everything in between. So I'm good with that. You had every aspect that you could deal with, and I love that. Okay, so my fifth one is, of course, and I almost forgot this because you just mentioned it. I have it on CD and cassette. Vangelis Cherry.
Oh, that's a classic.
And wow, it's in pristine once again. And look at that cover; is looking great.
That's a different cover, isn't it? Because sometimes it has that photographic cover, doesn't it, of them running? I do like that one.
I love this better.
You do? Yeah, I think I do actually.
All right, so I don't have more than 15 probably, so I won't be long. Go ahead.
Okay. Righto.
I think it was 15 or 20. I got it.
So I've got a load of CDs here which have been kindly donated to the channel. This is someone who's subscriber to the channel when I've actually met in person. Nice chap. And yeah, he just kindly gave me all these CDs. He wishes to be named nameless, but if he is watching this, then he will know that it's him I'm talking about. So he gave me a copy of this live album by Joy Division, Still, which is a rather nice find. Well, just saying, it really is not really a find, is it?
You are finding really. I've been watching your CD finds, and you're finding some great stuff.
This has been given to me. All these CDs I'm about to show here. This was donated to the channel.
Oh, this is VC Love. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, VCLT here. So
yes. Awesome.
This I've never seen before. It's Phil Collins, Gary Moore, and Rod Argent. Wild Connections. I've never seen this before. All three of these guys.
Oh, that's gonna be good. You know it's gonna be good.
I gave it a listen. It's quite nice actually.
Oh, look at the three you got there.
Yeah. This is some nice stuff I've been given actually. This is a one-off trio. You know, you wouldn't see this lineup again, I don't think. So I don't know when this happened, whether it was in the 70s or 80s. I have no idea. I think it was late 70s, but I might be mistaken.
Yeah, from the looks of him on the back there, that looks like possibly late 70s, especially that, or it could be, something that could be early 80s. It does have sort of like that 80s kind of graphic design.
It does.
Look at the back at the very bottom.
But there's no year on it.
Really?
I get a feeling it's late 70s. So yeah. I'm guessing it's before he really done Genesis, I guess.
No, he's not that young. But he's young because his hair is still short. So
Yeah.
oh,
But yeah, Wild Connections.
man, that's hard. I
Anyway.
bet that's got to be sort of prog or fusion. It's got to be Argent and Gary Moore. And see, Phil Collins comes from a band called Brand X. Before Phil Collins joined or co-founded Genesis, he was with a band called Brand X. Dude, Phil Collins never played anything in Genesis more complex and badass than Brand X. Never. In Brand X, he was a beast.
Well, I put it into my iTunes, ripped it, and it comes under pop, and it was 1978, and it does sound a bit poppy, quite admittedly, but I don't know that's the definite genre for it. It can be a bit off iTunes at times.
Yeah.
But yeah, it says pop anyway. And the year's 1978, so.
But you like it, right? I mean, you still
I liked it. I did like it. Yeah, I did. Yes, Joy Division. Yeah, great disc. Yeah, it's a live one. That's a deal.
That was awesome.
This is unusual. So it's Rhythms del Mondo. I don't know where this came from. It's a compilation done in that kind of Del Mondo style, I guess. It's quite unique. It's got all sorts of bands of the early 2000s, such as the Killers, Jack Johnson, Keane, Kaiser Chiefs. The Rolling Stones are on here, Zootons, and they do like other artists like stuff. So you got the Killers doing a Hotel California, Amy Winehouse doing Cupid, Jack Johnson doing Imagine, Under Pressure. It's done by Keane. It's a mix of stuff, and it's not bad. I'll call this out. It's this. They just pops out.
That's the cool thing about CDs, man.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. You know.
Yeah, I love when certain artists or certain groups like put a little extra effort into the artistic nature of the package. Yeah. I mean, the Gatefold started that, kind of real immersiveness into the album, and when you have pop-ups like that, it helps you.
A lot of fun. Fall Out Boy, One Republic's on here, the Kooks, all sorts of stuff. Casey Tunstall, the Zootons.
Do you know what's amazing about the groups you just read off?
What's that?
There's one group in that allotment. We're talking about the 2000s, and you got a band there that started in the 60s. Rolling Stones. You got Rolling Stones amongst a group of babies at that time.
Yeah, I know.
That shows you how long and how influential those guys are to be that age and to be in a company of those, and they say, "Hey, we want you on this."
Yeah, this is 2009. They're still up there now. It wasn't that long ago they had a #1 album. They've never gone away. They've always been there in some form.
I don't know, man. I don't want to. I don't even want to start debates here, but boy, I love the Stones.
I do. But an unusual pickup.
Man, street fighting, man. Oh, I love that song so much.
If Richard's watching, he'll probably like this one. He probably knows what this is.
Oh, it's Kraft. Whoops, I shouldn't say anything.
That's all right. Yeah, it's Kraftwerk. It's that live album they did a few years back.
This album, does it have the names on it? Because I think this is the last one that Schneider was on. Does it? I think that was the last one. What year was it? Can you tell? 2000?
I think it was 2006. Yeah.
Does it
two disc set? Disc one.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, what was that? Sorry.
Does it have a song on there called electronic music?
Um, can't see it.
Okay. I,
No.
I think that's the last album Florian Schneider was on before he left.
Right. Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
The electrocardiogram.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
He was still with them because I saw that tour. That's the
right.
I saw that tour.
Okay. Right.
Yep.
So very cool.
Yep.
I remember seeing. I think I watched the video of that live show somewhere. I think it was probably on YouTube actually. But nice little pickup.
Yep. I've seen him 2000, was it 2009, 2006 or something? I think it was 1998, and then I saw him 1980 for the Man Machine tour in a really small club.
Yeah. Can't imagine that's 19 years ago. Crazy.
That is nuts.
Crazy.
It is, man.
It is.
The time is really just skipping by.
It is. Right, the fifth one then is this Tony Luca one. Time After Time, the best of, which I've never seen a comp of hers around. This is the first time I've actually come across anything of hers. So it's got all her hits on here, including the one that she did for the Goonies, which is quite cool.
Dude, I had there were a lot of women in the new wave and era that were hot. I always thought she was so sexy, bro.
Yeah, she is
so sexy.
So yeah, that was a nice little gift too.
Yeah, man.
There's some more to be shown, but that's the 5 for the moment. So
awesome.
Over to you, Michael.
Okay. Well, this was exciting here. So we're venturing over. You're going to see a little bit of everything today. Well, maybe not everything, but a little variety. So I'm very much into fusion, and Weather Report is like one of the great fusion bands, and so I got 8:30. And it's still. I'm glad they actually they broke the front of it. They didn't break the seal all the way around, and I don't have a problem with that simply because I don't want moisture getting in there.
No, it helps protect it a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, and to prevent mold is the major thing.
Yeah.
That is my real gripe, is mold. And this one guy, this one vendor. I was looking for obscure Japanese, like 70s. This guy had an album, man. It just blew my mind. I didn't have so much an issue that it was a cutout. My problem was all around the whole thing was just black trail, and then there was watermarks all around. I said, man, I'll give you $5 for it. And he had like $20, and I said, dude, there's no way I can tell whether or not motor's gotten into this thing. It looked so sweet. He said, no, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I said, okay, fine. I'm like, come on, man. Oh, nice gatefold. I mean, it's not any pictures, but I like the graphics. I like a really good text. And wow, look at the shape this thing's in. It's awesome.
Very nice shape. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah.
What year was that, Michael?
What year was this? I keep forgetting. 79. Yeah.
79.
Yeah, well, actually, all of the great fusion really started in the 70s.
It looks brand new.
Yep. It was still in the shrink.
Wow.
That was one, right? Okay. Now this is going to be an interesting one here, because this, you often have these, you have a band that comes out with an album and it gets, or at least the perception is that it's universally kind of like hated or like meh. And Elton John has had many albums like that, but there's one album that he did in particular. I think it's fantastic. And when the album first came out, people, it got panned left and right. If you go back and listen to that album now, that album is progressive because he touches so many different mediums of music. It's just simply incredible. This is Blue Moves by Elton John. It's a double album set. And this album is killer. I don't care what anybody says, man.
I've never seen that before.
It is one of my favorites, and lots of, I don't know what, I know a lot of people have come around. This is almost like Tusk for like Fleetwood Mac, or like nobody liked Tusk, and then now everybody thinks it's like, a masterpiece.
Right.
And it's not like this album didn't have hits, because it had Sorry Seems to Be a Hardest Word. That was huge. But for whatever reason, this album didn't get, and Idol is, oh, what a great song. I mean, this is a really good one, man. This is a really good one. I forgot when this was 75, I think. 76. Close. And the reason why I know that I was so close is because I played that thing like to death. I played all Elton John to death. This is, of course, like I said, I think this guy is totally underrated. He might be, he's in my top 5, I think, greatest vocalist in the history of music, period. I mean, this guy's voice is absolutely unbelievable. I have the album already, but when I saw this guy had it and I was able to get it knocked down to $4, one of the main reasons why I wanted it, and I'm hoping, because I took a quick look, is that the one that I had, because now I know this is a first pressing. The one that I had back in the past had a poster that came with the album. The one I got, I think is a reissue. It didn't have a poster with it. This guy had the one with the poster, and this is a great album. Vanelli.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Yeah. You love this guy's voice, don't you?
His songwriting it's unparalleled. If you want to hear some really sweet, like jazz, fusion, rock, he's got an album out called Brother to Brother, and it's progressive rock. There's just no doubt about it. You can play that album. You could put on Brother to Brother, like in between Yes or almost any kind of progressive rock.
What's that 97 sticker on it? That can't be 97 cents, can it?
Oh yeah, dude. This I'm telling you, the vendors, and I guess because Detroit, we're so in love with vinyls and turntables. The vendors here, man, they have great stuff, and you can tell by these stickers how and I mean it's in great shape. And he knocked it down from 6 to 4, because I saw when it said with poster. That was the key right there.
So at some point that was in the bargain bin of some store for 97 cents.
One thing, something, it could have been, but one thing I know, I never have ever seen Gino Vanelli in the dollar bin, but I've seen many Canadian artists in it, but I've never seen it.
Wow.
And this is, I've got it back again. This is the poster that came with the original album. There you go. I got it back.
That's nice. That's really nice condition.
It's mint.
Yeah. You gonna put that on your wall?
I am going to once I eventually move, yes.
Yeah, you'll put it in a frame.
Oh, this is going on, but I'm gonna wait till I get to my next
Oh,
place.
oh yeah, yeah. That's very nice.
Yeah. Okay, so that was 3, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Richard says so underrated.
Incredibly. Oh, this next one, I've talked about Scott Wilson, who does Depressing Matters. One of the things that I shouted out to all of the vendors as I was walking, by them. Well, I didn't shout out, but to each individual vendors, one of the people that, or one of the labels that I had asked for is something called Living Stereo. These are artists that made music back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s with the intention of creating and engineering and mastering the best hi-fi they could of that era. So you got some stuff that was done back then that blows stuff that's done today away. Because of Scott, I learned that a crate of stuff that I got from this guy. He said, "Hey man, it's some old stuff. I'm not moving it. You want it?" And I'm a fan and do it. I'm going, "Yeah, man, I'll take it." But I didn't realize some of the value of some of the stuff that I had until I started watching Scott Wilson, Depressing Matters.
I think you muted yourself there, Michael. Michael, you. I don't know if you can hear me. Michael, you muted yourself. Just write this in the comments so you can read it. I think you knocked your mic. Hang on. Still can't hear. Can't hear anything. Something bumped. Can you hear me, Richard? Can you hear me in the chat?
I'm very sorry that I knocked your ears out.
I hear you now.
Okay, great. I saw what happened. Oh, okay. I saw what happened. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
That's right. What happened there?
What was the last thing you heard me say?
I don't remember. I just heard a bump and then the sound just went dead.
Okay, so what I was saying is that Scott Wilson does these deep dives into these old RCA labels, and I said that I had a bunch of Chet Atkins. I wasn't a fan, but this guy had a crate, and I bought a lot of this old stuff. So when I watch Scott Wilson's channel, and he does the deep dive, he talked about how Chet Atkins in his lifetime produced like somewhere around 80 albums, which is unbelievable. But he says there's a lot of stuff after like the 70s that is kind of schlocky because he had a producer that used to produce for him after his producer died, even Chet Atkins said my sound was never the same. But some of his earlier stuff is very much looked for. And Scott Wilson showed this, and he said that this is very, very sought after. Very sought after. And I could not believe it. You know, I believe this is either early 50. No, it's early. It's 1961.
Early 60s.
1961. But yeah, he said that this is one of the rarer ones. I'm like, give it up. Okay.
Nice.
And let me see one more here. Come on out. Yeah, another early synthesizer, I guess you can call godmother, because he went from Walter to Wendy Carlos, but this was still when he was Walter Carlos, the well-tempered synthesizer. I've never seen this. I did not know this exists. He's had some really, she's had some really huge albums, but I'm not familiar. So I'm really stoked to have found this. So we're talking really like super old. If you're familiar with the Moog synthesizer, Wendy Carlos was actually brought in as a consultant with Bob Moog to create it. So big person when it comes to the creation of electronic music.
Nice.
One of the forerunners.
Cool. Yep. Right then. That's your 5, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I've been kindly given with those CDs a bag of magazines, and it's got Record Collector in here and Mojo and Uncut. So I'll just quickly show these covers of the magazines which are kindly given to me. So Record Collector.
Oh, that is killer, bro.
I do like these covers.
Yeah. I've got a few mags like those from the 70s and 80s still preserved. That's a really nice one. Yeah. 1980. You better believe that's got some killer ads in it. Of course.
Miles Davis.
Yeah.
I think these are Mojos. Yeah. Foo Fighters.
Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
His daughter just dropped a new album.
Bit of Bowie.
Good old Bowie.
Elvis.
Yeah.
On tour 1974 there on the back.
Yeah.
Not sure when these are dated. I think they're fairly recent.
Mojo, I think it's like that particular Mojo is like 2010 or something.
Yeah, I think these are from last year, 2005.
Really?
2025. Sorry.
Oh, those are. I didn't even know Mojo was. I thought that was out of print. Okay.
About a year old.
Okay.
And
maybe that magazine isn't as old as I thought. Mojo's been around for.
This was from June 2025.
Okie dokie.
REM.
Yeah.
And this is one I picked up last week. Brought an Uncut magazine. I don't particularly buy these magazines, but this one just kind of stood out to me. Not only because it's got the Smiths front cover, but there's a CD on here of just music of the week. So I thought it'd be nice to have that CD and listen to some of these songs on this
Is it the actual hard CD or like the flexi ones that they used to put in
It's
there?
a proper hard CD. Yeah, it's got a mix of stuff on there. It's in the
Yeah.
shape of this little miniature record, which is quite cool.
Man, I that's what I miss. That's the thing about those printed media that was so great. I used to love buying those and getting.
Yeah, I think it's just a fun kind of way of, finding out new music and
Absolutely.
you know what I mean.
And it's
So I brought this. This cost me £7.35, which is probably it's better than paying a tenner, which some of them are about £10 these days. So it's not too, get a free CD. So yeah, some of these CDs I'm going to show are from these magazines. So that's hence the reason why I'm showing some of these.
sure.
And some of them are just sort of rare and obscure, So we got Suede here, Outsiders, which is a live, rare, unreleased, 1990 to 2025. Rare live stuff.
I used to know a girl. I'll say girl now because was years ago. She was a mad groupie for Suede. I mean, she was crazy about Suede.
Really? Yeah.
Mad groupie.
Really?
Yeah.
B-sides.
B-sides.
Hey, Jenny. Also had Pulp 40 odd years. It's hard to believe that Pulp have been going from 1982, isn't it? But there you go.
Yeah, they've been around.
Yeah, they're an old band.
Yeah.
And this has got some of their live, rare, and unreleased material on there. So I thought that was quite cool. So
around forever.
They have, yeah. It's weird listening to some of their really early stuff as well. You know how they used to sound back in the day. So yeah, that was quite cool.
Yeah.
And he's given me a few albums, a few singles. He gave me the Dandy Warhol's debut album, Come Down. This came out in 97.
I remember the Dandy Warhols. Nah, I don't think
they've got several albums actually. They got quite a backlog of albums. I wouldn't mind picking up a few more. I do own a few.
They haven't really done anything though, right? Are they still together? I haven't heard.
I believe they're still together. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been years.
It's called the Kennedy Experience.
What?
It's like I don't really know too much about this. It was explained to me what this was, but I can't quite remember what you said now.
Who are the artists? I mean, any credits? Because that looks super interesting. A Violin of Fire. Is that Jean-Luc Ponty? Who is that? Is that Jean-Luc? I can't. There's got to be the name of the artist.
So the Kennedy Experience is Kennedy on violin.
Okay.
Emma Black on cello. Doug Bugle on guitar. I don't know who these are.
It looks interesting though, doesn't it?
It does. It's produced by Nigel Kennedy, so I guess it's the same person that's
the violinist
that does it. Yeah, this came out in 1999. So
I'll be curious to hear what you think about that because
unusual.
It's definitely indie. It looks very indie. That packaging is definitely indie.
Yeah.
Do you know what label it's on? What's the label?
Sony, by the looks of it.
Really? Well, it could still be indie. Sony did indie as well.
Yeah, Sony. So yeah, it'd be interesting to listen to that and find out what that's all about. So unusual CD, colours and things. So there's that, and we've got one more. This Bruce Springsteen single. So the first track is "I Want to Be With You." Then the second track's "Lion's Den." Third is "Part Man, Part Monkey." I can't say I'm too familiar with any of this, but
Have you
Hello.
seen? Have you seen? I guess it was that documentary got out now.
I haven't seen it. No.
Yeah, he's got a documentary out.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my 5 for the moment. I've still got more to show.
Okay. Well, I just got 4 more. I thought I had bought a perfect 20, but I guess I didn't. Of course, this is of course legendary, and I was really surprised. Some vendors had this artist, and they wanted too much money for him, and then I came across a few that was really cool about it. But I've got Radioactivity by Kraftwerk. This is one of their earlier works, and I was super excited to get this.
Oh, nice, nice.
I used to have it on vinyl. I've got it on. I think I got it on cassette, but once again, early German. The Germans, Germany and Japan in the 70s. I'm sorry, they eclipsed the world when it came to electronic music. Wow, the stuff that came out.
Nice.
Yep. I mean, I'm just, this record fair just was amazing, man. Oh, okay, this is a gatefold. I said, well, maybe I do have. I had forgotten about this artist until I stumbled upon a vendor who said, I got a Deodato or Deodato. I went, oh yeah, I forgot about Deodato. I said, I'll take it. And $5, I didn't have an issue with it because it looked, despite the ring wear, it looked really, really super clean. And it was already in one of these plastic line protected ones, so that helped. And it's on the early Warner Brothers label. I'm not sure, but I got a feeling this could be like first issue, because he was around. He produced a lot of stuff. He's also I guess you can say electronic, but it's a little different than most. But yeah, he's really cool, Deodato.
There's like a lot of tracks on there.
Not so well, yeah. And a lot of an amazing amount of artists who's on here as well. Oh, this looks really unbelievable. Chariot of the Gods, Pina Colada, Take the Train. Oh, this looks like it's gonna be good. Okay, so that's what, 2. Super excited. I couldn't believe how much I got it for, and knocked off $5. Charged me only 20. I got the Daft Punk Tron.
I thought you had that. You got the original,
dude. Oh, I got the original, but I never got the Daft Punk version from Tron Legacy, because this is dope. And so I was like, yo, I said, can you do 20? He said, yeah, I can do 20. And it is sealed, baby. Oh, I mean, I think this might have been a Record Store Day last year. Oh, and you better believe there were several vendors there with Record Store Day albums. I saw almost pretty much everything, not certain ones that I wanted, but almost everything they've been showing, the other channels have been showing. I
You
saw.
weren't tempted? You weren't tempted to get them?
Only because, dude, I wanted to maximize. I wanted to buy more albums, not less, and so I didn't want to sit around here buying a $45 album. No, that's
you wanted to be able to spread the money.
well. There's too many other things I was already in the mark for. So
Yeah.
And then this is one of my favorite bands when it comes to world music. He's an incredible artist. This is Dead Can Dance. This band is just I can't. There's no words. There are absolutely no words. This is they're on the 4AD label. The 4AD label is one of my all-time favorite labels. It produced some of the greatest stuff out of the 90s and 80s. If you're familiar with Cocktail Twins, they were on 4AD. Coil, I think Coil was just so many great artists. And this is just a really, really great album. So really happy to get this one. Oh, I'm sorry. This one is called The Serpent's Egg, in case you cannot go wrong. This is a beautiful, beautiful album. And yeah, that was 19.
Wow, you done well there.
Man, I got some listening. I'm really friggin' yeah.
I've got some listening. But you'll get around to it eventually.
You know, I'm getting around to it like after I'm done with you.
Yeah, straight on it.
Yeah. I got ready to go. I'll fire it up. Table's turning right now.
So then, the remainder of that little lot, well, it's not really a little lot, but a lot of CDs was given. Some singles. So he gave me a U2 Beautiful Day single, which is quite nice.
Yeah, that was a good tune.
That was a good tune. Yeah. Bit of a comeback for them, wasn't it, when the album was released?
Is that the one with Elevation on it?
Yeah. This isn't the album, but this is the single.
I think Elevation is one of the best songs they ever wrote. I love that song. I love that song, Elevation.
It includes 2 previously unreleased live tracks.
The video is really cool too. To that song.
Yeah. This song used to feature on the Match of the Day theme, on the introduction to Match of the Day. I think it was 2000 it came out. And, yeah, I can remember it. Remember it very well. Another U2, The Fly. This is the single, The Fly.
Oh yeah. That's when Bono was wearing those big sunglasses too. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Yeah. 1991.
Yep.
This is a bit unusual. We've got the Doobie Brothers here, Long Train Running, and it's been remixed, and it's not bad. It's not bad.
Okay.
So yeah, not sure who or whoever done it, but it came out in '93, and so yeah, Doobie Brothers Long Train Running remixes. Yeah, the main reason he asked me do I want these CDs is that he had some Tom Petty stuff, and he asked me, do I want this particular album? Well, it's not an album; it was a compilation. I said, no, I don't have that. So I'd love to have it. He gave me Full Moon Fever, which I have already.
Oh yeah,
I've got about 4 copies of this now. Yeah.
All in CD form.
Yeah. Slightly different variations.
Come on,
but that was the main thing. The one I didn't actually have was this, and it's a promo and it's from the playback compilation he did a few years back. He released this promo which got about 5 tracks from the comp, and it's put in this kind of cardboard Ampex box.
Oh yeah, so, like reel to reel tape. That's cool.
Yeah, made to look kind of like reel to reel. And I said, no, I don't have that. It's kind of an oddity I don't actually have. So yeah, it's got demos on here. It's got Stop Dragging Your Heart Out. Stop Dragging Your Heart Around. Sorry, these are demos. Waiting. Sorry, mate.
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, Stevie Nicks. Waiting for Tonight. Traveling. Come Down to My House, and it's got Mudcrutch on here. Cry to Me, which is, you never see anything on Mudcrutch. So that was the band he was in before Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. So yeah, that was quite cool, and bit of a rarity. It's worth a few quid actually.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like that packaging for sure.
What else I picked up? Oh. Picked up not much from a charity shop. But they're doing like buy 2 get 1 for free, and I picked out because I like my R&B stuff, and I saw this compilation, this plastic edition, chilled R&B. It's like got three CDs. It's good value for money considering these 3 CDs about the show cost like £2 or something.
Oh, that looks like it's probably got some really nice stuff on it.
Yeah, I think it has. Yeah.
Well, hold still for a second. Let me see if is it legible? It's just a little too blurry to make out. But there you go. Okay, Frank Ocean. What is that? Pretty somebody. Lil Wayne. Okay. Yeah, so that looks like I guess hip hop. Mostly, I think it's pretty much hip hop, R&B. Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the slow jams.
Yeah.
So yeah, Trey Songz and Rihanna's on here. Chris Brown. There's loads of stuff. Pretty Ricky. Just nice stuff for the car, just to sort of kick back and And
not only that, but that's a perfect CD for a DJ. Because you get into these kind of generic events where we want to hear some R&B, and a lot of those artists, you'll make depending upon the event, you'll make the room happy if you play that stuff.
Really nice condition. It's almost like new. And it's came out in 2013, so it's a few years old.
It looks super clean.
It's probably been on someone's shelf and stayed there.
And see, you got that reflective font on there too, just like that Chariots of Fire.
Yeah, that's it.
The reflective font looks really nice.
They had this awesome Bright Idea single as well, which came out, I think it was 2004. This came out, it was a bit of a hit, charts. So
yeah, I never quite. I'm not sure if I remember that. What? Orson?
Awesome, yeah.
No, what kind of music is it?
I would say alternative.
Well, that's kind of a blanket.
It is.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, when it comes to India, it's just so vast and deep.
Yeah.
Subgenre on top of genres.
So that's a bit of a hit with that one. I don't know what they're doing, what became of that band. But I needed to get a third album because it was all part of a deal. I couldn't really see anything on the shelves. I just picked out this disc.
Okay.
I thought it might be worth a few quid. I got on my phone and I was like, put it into like the eBay, and there's one on there going for about I think it's 20 odd quid. So I thought I'll buy it and I'll put it on eBay, you know. And this is, I think it's called Damn the Band. Oh, sorry, Damn the Bard. The Hills, They Are Hollow. I got no idea what this is. This is completely random. I just needed to grab a CD, you know.
What the what? That is so. Oh damn! Damn the Bard. The
Hills,
They Are Hollow.
And they're not only, they had a lot of other kind of like.
You familiar with this band? You familiar with them?
No, I don't know them.
What kind of credits? Who's playing what? Does it say? It looks like maybe it's black metal or death metal or something.
I don't think it's like.
Or I mean, look at the title of the doggone album and the artist. I mean, that's got to be The Hills. That's probably some like maybe it could be even. Oh, and then you got the what's his face? The Pentacles. Oh, that's got to be like death metal or something. I bet you. I don't think
it's anything like that.
Well, look at the on inside the CD. You see the pentacle.
It's country and folk.
Country and folk.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Country and folk.
That is the weirdest.
But it could be anything, couldn't it? You know, looking at the cover, you just. It really could be.
Title, you think it was some kind of like dark metal or something. It's weird.
It could well be, but country and folk. So I brought it just to kind of.
Well, I never country folk dark metal. I've never.
I just needed something to make up the deal, which was.
I can't wait till you come back with your reviews on this stuff, man. You got some wild stuff there.
There's a few wild ones, but you know, some of them which were given to me, and then that one particular, I just needed to pick something.
Well, hey, you know, hopefully, I mean, obviously, you said something where they said, well, you know, something Simon might like this.
Now we're getting on to the good stuff. This is kind of hand picked by myself.
Wow, you still got more. Wow.
So I've still got more, yeah. So bear with me.
Wow.
So there's a Wallflowers album which I didn't have. Now that I have it, I've now completed their discography. So that's one off my list now, the Wallflowers, and the album is Exit Wounds. And I actually brought this album maybe a month or two ago, but it never actually arrived in the post. So I had to wait again to get it cheap, which I eventually did.
If it wasn't for that little script up at the top of the front of the album where it says Wallflowers, I'd swear it'd be some Japanese import because it looks like some kind of foreign writing. It does
look a bit.
It's an interesting packaging.
It does say Exit Wounds, but it's not easy to read.
Right. It's a cool script, but it looks like I would have thought that would be like techno or electronic the way that it's packaged, but it's the Wallflowers. That's interesting.
Yeah. Jacob Dylan.
Yep.
Bob Dylan's son. So yeah, I think this is one of the late. I think maybe their last album actually. Yeah, 2021 probably is their last one.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't get beyond One Headlight with them.
That was the best.
Even though I respect the fact that he was able to come out and not just ride his father's coattail. He dropped the number that went #1 for a while in some countries. So
it was a real big hit, wasn't it? That one, good album actually. Bringing down the whole.
Yeah, and really, you know, there were, you know, from what I know, the albums after that, I guess people thought they were pretty good too. I don't know. I didn't follow them, like I said, but
I have this on vinyl. I picked it up on CD. This is Travis's 10 songs. This came out in 2020. This is a really good Travis album. Really good.
You know,
there's not many bands which go sort of past 20 odd years, which still make good stuff. Travis is one of those bands that can pull it off still. You know, and there's not many that can. Good album.
I've never investigated them enough. I hear about them all the time.
It's got a number of hits on here. It's just a really, really good album from Travis, and it's one of them albums which has gone under the radar, doesn't get enough love.
I mean, I'm very familiar with the name. I just haven't pierced. They haven't pierced my ears enough to even know what they're about.
Well, you give this a couple of listens and you're into it.
I'm gonna.
It's really good.
Yeah, I'll jump on Bandcamp or something out and give it a listen.
Or you can just go to their 90s album, The Man Who, which is just an absolute classic album.
Okay, I'll look that up. And they probably even have the whole thing on YouTube. Probably I'll listen to it.
Probably, yeah.
Track.
Anyway, this one's 10 songs, came out 2020. So
very good.
Now, there's a few albums which I've always liked. The band Wheatus. I bought their debut album. I bought their second album, which just didn't get the right promotion by Sony.
Right.
And I brought one or two of their albums after then. But then for a while, I've not heard anything from them. And they've released a couple of albums which just escaped me until recently.
Okay.
And I've done a bit of digging on the internet to find one of these albums. I couldn't find them. So I come across this website which is based in the US, which basically has all their discography on CD and vinyl. And I brought a few of the Wheatus albums, which I didn't actually have. And the website's called Topatico.
Yeah.
Is that familiar with you, or Richard?
Yeah. I know I've seen that before.
They've got all sorts of stuff on there, not just music, records, all sorts of things, T-shirts, you name it.
Yeah.
Quite an odd shop, really, but they got a ton of stuff. But this is where I picked up my Wheatus collection, which I wanted to complete. And actually, I am waiting for an EP to come through in the post as well. So this is the ones I've picked up already. The Valentine LP, which came out, I think it's 2011. This just completely escaped me. I didn't know this thing existed until a little while ago. Trying to get this on vinyl goes for an arm and a leg. Yeah. There's not many places that are selling it, but apart from this website, you can get it for about $30 to $40, I think. So there's this one, and their debut, their self-titled debut, got a re-release. I didn't realize it. This debut got a re-release in 2020, but it wasn't just a re-release. It was they revised the whole album in 2020 and packaged it as this. So it's the same album but redone in 2020, which is quite cool. Plus, it's got some of the B-sides and that from the singles they released at the time. They've redone all those, and this is excellent. This is just good fun. So if you're a fan of this underrated band, like I am, this is a nice little number to have.
For some strange reason, and I think it might have been on one of the there's like 3 channels now in the vinyl community. Like I've started watching like almost religiously. And I think on one of the channels, one of these guys showed Wheatus. It sounds like something I heard of just recently. Somebody brought that name up.
Right.
Yeah.
Moving on then. I'm trying to complete all the Hollies albums.
Okay.
And there's a lot of them. I've got 2 box sets which contain 5 albums each. of the Hollies 60s stuff. But I wasn't aware of anything being released on CD other than these particular box sets.
Okay.
But apparently there was another box sets released of their other later albums by someone else, I guess, which I didn't know these existed. So I managed to pick up another 8 albums in these sets. So we've got 4 Hollies originals here. So you got the Bloody tribute one they did, and others. And this so happens to be a promotional copy, which I managed to pick up. So yeah, you got Another Night, Russian Roulette, Buddy Holly, and 5317709, which was an album. So yeah, picked up those. So, and these all come in with their original record sleeves. So that's a nice little pickup. And they also did a second set called 4 More Holly Albums. And this is still in its shrink from HMV. I don't know how old this is, but 96. So this was from 96.
And it's
still in its shrink.
Still in the shrink.
And back then, price $26.99.
That's quite a bit for back then.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But they've always been notoriously expensive.
That's like $50 now.
I guess so. Yeah.
Or at least 40.
Yeah.
In today's money, probably.
Yeah. So it's got Romany in here, Right On, Hollies, and A Crazy Still. So that's another 8 hours of the Hollies I have. I've got 3 more of their albums to get. I bought another one on eBay. So there's just two more to get now, and then I'm finished with the Hollies. So awesome. I am getting there. I've always liked the Hollies. I know they're not too popular on the likes of the vinyl community, but that's fine. Each to your own. I managed to complete Crowded House. These are the 2 albums which didn't have. This one.
Cool.
This came out in 2010. And that is Intrigue. I think it's pronounced. So, yeah, I think they've got about 7 or 8 albums. And so, yeah, it was that one I didn't have. And also,
so you got them all? You said you got them all now?
I got them all now, yeah. And the debut album. Again, the HMV sticker, $9.99. So, yeah. So just reading the comments. Had that 2020 Wheatus, seems to be missing now. Oh.
Yeah, I know how you feel, Richard. I got stuff that over the years things just disappear. You're like, what happened to that thing? Did I loan it out and the person didn't bring it back?
It happens.
Did I lose it in a move?
I've brought a few singles. Manson, I Can Only Disappoint You, which came out in, I think it was 2000. Remember they used to do like these 2 CDs to collect the singles. So it's the same single, but you just got like different stuff on there and a different cover and what have you.
I remember the name of that band. They fell off fast though, didn't they?
They only got released 3 albums.
You got 3 albums. Huh?
This single from the album, it's from Little Kicks. That was their final album.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were like those 1 album bands and then and gone.
No, they had about 3 albums, and yeah, I've always liked this single. I bought the single when it came out, and I wanted to get it again.
That's the single, but I mean, like, are you a fan of it? Do you got the actual albums, or you just like that particular single?
I got the actual albums. Yeah, I got all 3 of their albums.
Cool.
But I just wanted that set as well because I've always liked that song. I can remember buying it back in the day, and I got rid of my singles regrettably later on. So
Didn't we all?
We then rebuy the stuff which we brought. This single from Ash. Now this is a standalone single. I completed my Ash collection, and I thought to myself, you know what? Why isn't Life Less Ordinary on any of these albums? And then I did a little bit of digging, and I found out it's just a standalone single done for the movie. I didn't even know that it was a movie, but there you go. So yeah, A Life Less Ordinary. This cover doesn't really do it justice, quite honestly, but this single it's brilliant. I loved this single when it came out in 1997. It rocks. It absolutely rocks. And yeah, so I now have the standalone single.
Yeah, the cover's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think that's Cameron Diaz on there, and
it's all right.
So,
okay.
There you go. Great single, really great single. Richard, if you're watching, you'll probably like that. Really good. If you haven't got it already, but you probably have.
I almost think I got. I remember a song that I have in my list of stuff, A Lifeless Ordinary, because there's a chorus where it's lifeless ordinary. Is there a woman that says it? A lifeless ordinary. No, maybe not.
I think there was a woman what sang a song. I think wasn't there a band that was called A Life Less Ordinary, a female.
Well, is that the name of a song or a group that you have? Is that a group?
It's the name of the song which I had.
That is sounding so familiar to me, man. I might have heard that before because.
Yeah, Ash was the band. Ash.
Yeah.
So
female singer, lead singer?
No, male.
Okay, then it's not the same one I'm thinking of. Okay. Because what I'm thinking of was definitely a woman. Okay.
I brought this Crashland EP. Crashland, I think, released like one album, and then that was it. But one of their hits I really loved, and that was called New Perfume.
Okay.
But they did release an EP, and there's been a vinyl release of some of their older material fairly recently in the last couple of years, which I think I will pick up on vinyl perhaps later on in the year. But at the moment, I'm just picking up a few EPs and bits and pieces of theirs, which I can sort of, bolster up their collection. So yeah, Crashland, a standard Love Affair EP. So this is just a little extra. And I've got something else in the post of theirs as well coming soon. So I like this band. Sort of late 90s, 2000s band. And then they disappeared.
Yeah. And once again, you could tell by the packaging, just the graphics and stuff, that era.
Yeah.
Very familiar. Crashland. I've never heard of them either.
No, I'm not surprised.
Probably are they UK?
Yeah, UK. I don't think they did anything abroad.
Or at least they didn't penetrate the US market much.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
New Perfume. What an absolute belter! It's not on here. I don't think it's on here. No, it's not on here. But yeah, check out New Perfume. It's quite punk. It's got a punk kind of sound to it, but indie kind of punk.
Yeah,
you like stuff like Oasis and that kind of stuff.
Right.
You might like it. And completely opposite to all that kind of stuff, I brought a few oldies. This was just on an eBay auction, and I just thought, you know what, I quite like the look of those. They got that kind of vinyl sort of look about them. They're singles by Bobby Vinton, and it was just a set of these like flat, maxi things,
Yeah.
So I just thought that's kind of like, that came out. I think these were re-released in the 90s.
That's
in the
a
early
real
90s.
red.
That actually made the Goodfellas film.
Yeah.
And
Bobby Vinton was a big deal for a while.
Yeah.
Back then,
Yeah, it was. I think his son features in the Goodfellas movie.
Okay.
I got a feeling it's his son. Yeah. So yeah, I brought that because it just kind of looked kind of like retro, and I like Bobby Vinton's stuff.
Yeah,
And
you and quite frankly, you like the cheesy crooners of the past.
I do. Yeah, I do.
The Boons and and the so and so's.
Yeah. Sinatra's and
well, now Sinatra's not cheesy.
no,
Sinatra, yeah. I mean, there's a fine line now, but no, Sinatra, that's pure, sophisticated, top shelf jazz right there, pal.
Yeah, Sinatra is. Yeah, he's top tier. Yeah.
Ed Boon, it's kind of cheesy, easy listening. That's a whole different.
Yeah. But years, I mean, they still consider Pat Boone part of the rock and roll era, even though it isn't really rock and roll. And that's one of the reasons why he actually stopped doing music, because he didn't want to be a part of that, the rock and roll.
And then the other thing is because he wasn't selling it, people weren't buying it. It was like, no, you know what you're doing.
Yeah. I think he, it was the 50s was pretty much his heyday, wasn't it? And
Yeah. Well, no, I mean he comfortably he rolled the 60s pretty well. You know? And because the thing that I think this is the 60s where he was known for white patent leather shoes. And it was kind of a fashion statement for some people.
Yeah. But I suppose in the 60s he was still doing the stuff he was doing from the 50s.
Yeah.
And singing basically to old ladies and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the blue-haired group. Yeah, they call it blue-haired. Yeah. Well, so is that it?
That's it.
That's a heck of a haul there, pal. I mean, you got a lot of how many CDs you got stacked up? You got about 30?
20, slightly over 20, I think.
You've shown more than 20 the whole time, haven't you?
Yeah, over 20. Yeah,
you did. Man, you got both of us, man. We got tons of ear food.
I know.
I love it.
I can't believe I accumulated this in the last 2 to 3 weeks. It's like,
I can believe it.
No.
Simon, you kill me. No, we're gonna hold back. Yeah, sure.
Well, on vinyl I have.
Okay. Well, however you want to slice it.
I did buy a record though, but I want to show that later date.
Okay. Yeah. You said you're gonna do that. Yeah. And I understand, change direction, change things up, man. Keep it fresh.
Well, yeah, this is it, and it's a musical journey for everybody, isn't it? And they take twists and turns and go in different directions, don't you? It's just a natural thing, isn't it? And you return back to certain things, and
Well, I don't know, man. Like, even though I say, I haven't really spent any real time diving back into buying CDs. If the occasion had been different, I might have fanned through, some of these vendors with CDs. The only problem was there were so many vendors with vinyl that took all my time, But there were plenty of CDs to fan through if I wanted to. And eventually I'm going to, jump back into them because I've got a lot of CDs here that they could be refreshed, just like I'm refreshing my vinyl.
Yeah. But only when you want to transition to one to the other. You know, it's how you are, how you think about music, and you know how you organize your collection, and you know what I mean. It's a very deeply personal thing, isn't it? Music.
If anything, I need to get some more jewel cases. Because, like I said, I mean, some of these CDs, they're so old. Eventually, that plastic gets even more brittle, and so you just barely have to hold on. You're like, you hear that little, you go.
It doesn't really bother me. That's not really something I even think about.
It is if it goes to practically the length of the CD. I'm sorry, I don't like a crack that just goes all the way across the. If it's the little ones that pop here or there, I don't have a problem. But I've got some that just, they just crack all the way along it, or like this long diagonal one or whatever. I'm like, I just got to, I gotta put in another jewel case. But the thing about it, man, I spent as much as I haven't been buying, Simon, I spent a great deal of time over these last week or so just cleaning off the cases that I had. And I was taking these wipes, these Lysol wipes, and then when I would totally wipe, I was like, wow, this thing is really shiny. I was like, it's looking good. So I've been like cleaning off the cases that I have, and eventually I'm going to buy fresh cases for the ones that are severely cracked or just dirty.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. But some part of me thinks, well, the CD case is still part of the album. It's part of the package. It's original. You swap it out for something else, and you're taking a part of the originality away.
No, I'm not. Not if it's a standard. A lot of these things are in standard cases that, because I've been doing this for a long time. And now there's certain CDs, if they're in specially designed, like they might market it. Like I've got a CD by Mountain. It's like the greatest. It's like a 3 CD set, but the case is like 3D. The way the casing is, I would never find a jewel case for it. So in that situation, of course, you're absolutely right. You don't want to get rid of the original. And in some of these cases, you're not going to find another jewel case like them because they're specially designed. But what I'm talking about, like something like this, Simon, nobody's going to care about this case because these are standard. You can buy these blank cases all day and fill them. But if it's something like you're talking about, well, I don't have it in front of you, but even something like this, you can't even do anything with this because a lot of those 90s and 2000 albums were already printed on cardboard. Stop.
Oh yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. Yeah,
nothing you can do about that. But I'm just talking about these standard ones. These are nothing more than standard clear CD ones that you can buy. Those are the ones that when they crack up, I want to get fresh jewel cases. No different than how I'm putting all of my albums into plastic cases and putting the these, doggone it, putting them in a proper
sleeve.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jenny's on the same boat as what we were talking about then. She says, I got to cruise the CDs because of economy alone. If a record passes $20, I am looking at what other media versions are priced.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you all the way on that. I'm always, somebody's looking for a deal. Believe it.
She says, I found that RSD Data album on CD for $4. Why pay $59.99 on vinyl?
Oh, wow.
$4. Yeah.
Well, at the festival today, there were like vendors. This one vendor might have the same album as this vendor. There's this one vendor who had an album for $5. Same album. This guy's trying to sell it for $20. I'm like, So it was just yeah, that Dada is supposed to be like a very sought after.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but I think Jenny's right. I mean, the obvious bargain is paying the $4 on CD, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But if you're a die-hard vinyl collector, you're gonna want it on vinyl. But then it's a lot of money. I mean, how many times can you pay that kind of figure for records?
But
you know, every record you're buying, you're paying top dollar. It's not always worth it, is it?
I'm just, unless it's a double album, anything coming out as new releases or some of these, you know, and I dig Rhino and all of this stuff, but I'm just unless it's a double album, it depends on it. But for like just a single album, I'm not going to buy a single album for $40. I'm not doing it.
No. I mean, to pay almost $60, you got to really want it in your collection. I mean, really want it.
The most I will spend for a new release, if I really, and I don't even 30, maybe 25, 25, I'm fine. Like, but see, I showed you a bunch of stuff and not one thing here. Well, okay, the Tron was 20. The Dead Can Dance was 28. I understand that, but he did do 25 on it. Other than that, everything else I showed you, I got for around $4. So, you know, I don't mind spending. Oh, and by the way, that Tron is a double album that I got for 20. So in retrospect, the most I paid for any one album was 23. And then the average I paid for the whole lot was around $4 average. So can't do better than that. Can't do better than that. Hurt my feelings to say I spent 40 on a fill up. No shame. Yeah, I hear you. It does because
I get you. You know, sometimes you just gotta
swallow it up and
swallow it up. Yeah, if you can make money, then you know, then do it. You know, there's no shame in that.
No. And you know something? This weather report, I think this is because it doesn't have like a reissue date. It's 1979. Holy cow!
I agree with Richard here. Getting more thoughtful on my music purchases. You know, thinking about it more on how much and what you spend. You know, yeah.
And that's why I had my game plan set up in the very beginning. Because if I would just wandered in there blindly, Simon, I'd be like, oh, man. Oh.
Yeah.
I would have been paying attention to my finances.
Well, this is it. It's easy to lose yourself in the moment, isn't it? If you're not on the ball of what you want, you know, you can kind of spend too much quite easily and then realize, oh, you know, I left myself a bit short here for the rest of the fair. And you know what I mean? It's just... It's better to go in there with a list and know what you want, you know.
And the thing that helped me to do is I didn't spend a whole lot of time actually digging.
And I like the fact that you weren't distracted by the record store releases. You're like, no, I want to get what I want. I'm going to put that to one side. Worry about that later. You went in there and you were focused.
Because this is the other thing I forgot to tell you.
It's easy to get distracted, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And there were several vendors that had record store day records. I saw a lot of releases that came out. People are getting wise to the fact that if you want to, I mean, some people, I no longer have the need to. Some people want to get up and go out early and stand in line. When in actuality, a lot of these record store day releases aren't selling out on record store day. They're lingering in these shops longer than people think.
They are, yeah, and you can get them. You know, if you're fortunate enough, you can still come across them.
Everybody's raving about that the Cure acoustic. Saw plenty of that. You know, just a lot of the stuff that folks have been talking about over the last several weeks.
I mean, I see the record store stuff come out every time they do it.
Yeah,
I don't play a part in it myself personally, but that doesn't mean to say I don't see things in there which, oh, I'd like that, or I fancy that, or I like that. But I don't invest in it because I thought, no, there's other things I'm more into at the moment than that. I can come back to that at a later date should I want to.
Yeah, but here's still the other thing is because I budgeted this out, and I specifically for this event, there are still a couple of record store days that I'm going to take a look at tonight. And if they're still available, I still got a few more albums to get. I want to get the new Boards of Canada for sure. And there's a Front 242 and Live Out. Those three dropped something over the last couple of days. So those three I'm looking at. Depends on how much they want for them. But yeah, there are some record store day stuff that they had out there that I'm curious about.
And they'll probably be around for a little while, yeah.
Hey, I don't sweat it. I'm not a FOMO guy, you know.
No, I'm not. It's not something I want to go down. I think collecting itself is a bit of a burden, a bit of a cash cow in itself, without getting trapped in the whole FOMO stuff.
Yeah,
you know, it can exacerbate our situation.
Not only that, but you know, if you just calm down, be patient, a lot of times it will come to you. Sometimes it's just not the right time, you know. I mean, this alone, this Gino, it's just like, wow. You know, I would have never known I was going to come across an original, but I did.
Nice.
Yeah, you know, so sometimes it's just patience, man. Can't have everything you want at once. That's not the way the world works. So
David's better at looking for specific things on a list. I just let this spirit move and lead me to something cool, and that can be dangerous.
Well, that's only if you're, you know, like, okay, for instance, you, Simon, you're focused on filling out particular artists and bands. You know, you're looking, you know, specifically going for the wallflowers. You know, specifically you want to get the rest of this or that.
Yeah,
and
I think that kind of thinking has helped me. You know, because like my interests are like so spread. You know what I mean? I needed to bring it home and focus more on certain things, and then expanding. You know, rather than everything. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, to Jenny, you know, sometimes it's quite fun to go in, you know, blind, you know, because a lot of times if you go in with blind, then you come across things that you go, oh my God, I've been looking for this forever. Mm-hmm. But if it's in your head to look for it, a lot of times you'll never find it. A lot of times it comes on to you totally unexpectedly. And that's when just, you know, feeling yourself around, sometimes a lot of fun. Or at least you hope you trip over something good, you know.
I think, you know, when you buy something, you're going to want it in the next few incoming years. If you were to buy something and then maybe a year later you end up putting out your collection because you're just not feeling it anymore, or you're just not something you want, you know, or you're not quite so sure about, it's a bit of it feels a bit of a loss, doesn't it? You know, you want that kind of long-term
You wanted to have some value.
Value, yeah.
And not necessarily monetary. It could be, just emotional value.
Emotional value, yeah. So like, I still want that. You want to sort of feel that connection. You don't want to be like a year's time, you're kind of thinking, well, I'm not really sure I should have brought that. Maybe I should get out the collection. Maybe I should sell it. You know what I mean? You want stuff which you're going to keep, hold of for a good number of years or whatever. Rather than you're changing your mind.
Well,
and that can happen if you're a bit of a free spirit.
Yeah. Well, when I came back into collecting vinyl in the first place, there were a couple of guys other than what I had collected. There were a couple of guys, a crate here or there I would find somebody had. And this one guy had a crate, and it just literally, it had stuff I had never heard of, but then I go and research, and I'm like, wow. And then you listen to it and you're going, wow, this is great stuff. Never familiar with it. And I mean, that's a whole crate that I could have blown just, my money on. But I got lucky, and it turned out to be cool stuff that I liked.
Richard says, Michael, it's just like going grocery shopping with a list and stick to the list.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what. And, here's the other thing, Jenny. I had it all written out. And then when I left to go, I'm, almost there. And I'm like, I forgot to bring the list. So what happened was, and here's another reason why it was good to get there early, Simon, is that there was a food truck there, and I asked the young lady there, would you happen to have a pen on you that I can write with? And she said, yeah. I said, listen, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to sit here for a little while and chill out. She said, no, if you need it. And I grabbed one of their business cards, and I sat there and I thought about my list, and I just listed. And I came back home, and when I looked at my list, I remembered everything. So I was like,
so this list, if we can break it down a bit, what's the thought process to this list?
There is just like, there are certain bands or certain genres of music that it's just who I am.
Right.
It's just who I am. This is music that just speaks to me.
Yeah.
And so I'm just, man, Simon, if my CD collection turned into vinyl, it would just blow my vinyl collection away. It would just blow it away. Not saying that my vinyl collection isn't really cool and diverse. It's just that my CD collection has stuff that, particularly that 90s, like, your era, a lot of stuff that came out in the 90s, particularly independent, particularly electronic or ambient music, CD alone. We may never see it on vinyl.
Right.
So I've got such great stuff on CD that I'll never have on vinyl. So that's what makes my CD collection even more grander.
Right.
But as far as desires, man, I'm all over the place. I play my CDs as nearly as much as I play my albums. I still play my digital stuff. Every once in a while, I roll out my cassettes.
Yeah, you got a few of those, haven't you?
I've got my whole home studio set up. I even got real. I can play any medium of music. The only thing I don't have is 8-track. I'm not going back there. No. But I got cassette, CD, vinyl, digital. Yeah, every medium you can name. And a little bit of, I don't think there's a person, old or young, any color, any race, You come in here, you're gonna find something that you're very familiar with. You go, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me get that out. I don't care what genre of music it is. I don't care where you're from in the world.
You've got quite a diverse collection, haven't you, Mike?
I got some. There's not a genre of music I don't have here. I'm not saying
there's something for everybody, isn't there, in your collection?
Like, you know, somebody can tell and go, well, I've got 15,000 albums. I say, yeah, but 15,000 of what?
Yeah.
You know, I may have a smaller collection, but man, I got some gold, man.
Yeah.
I got some gold. Yeah. So I if I never bought another album or CD or cassette, I got more than enough music to end my life on. You know, I can continue listening to it. There's nothing here that's gotten old because it's too much here to get old.
Well, I love it. You're still, you know, Clinton. You're still passionate about music. You know, it doesn't end, does it? It's just.
Well, that's the only reason why I'm here, man. You know, when they say, you know, some people, they go their whole life not finding like who they are.
Yeah.
So they just walk around being something for everybody, and they join all of these organizations, and so they're like split up in a dude. I was always kind of like into art, you know, but music, man, it's been with me my whole life, man, and it's the only thing that I can think of that if it were to disappear, I might as well leave here too. Yeah, I couldn't live my life without music, man. I couldn't live my life without it. Yeah.
You know what you are, what you're about, and what your tastes are with music, don't you? You're at home when it comes to music.
Oh yeah. I've been very comfortable in my musical skin.
Yes.
But I never, Simon. I don't know, man. I wouldn't call myself a renegade or anything like that. But my philosophy is when the world zigs, I zag. Like I like going down the what they say where angels dare to tread. I'll give it a shot. You never know what you're gonna find.
Yeah.
So I'm usually the kind of person that, like, if there's a fork in the road and everybody's going that way, I want to go this way.
For the hell of it.
For the hell of it, just to see what's down there.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I find myself being drawn to like more avant-garde music and kind of music. When I bring it up, people go, "Who? What?"
Yeah, I tend to agree with what Rob Walker puts here. CD prices are similar to record prices 20 years ago. Yeah, there wasn't that much in difference, was there, between the costs between the two?
And it's funny because all three have made a resurgence over like the past decade. Vinyl, CDs are back up. Their sales are back up, and cassettes are getting a bump again.
Yeah, they are. But will it continue? I can't see cassettes. I think that's just going to peter out, isn't it? It's going to stop at some point. And I think
I'm surprised that it hasn't yet.
But I am. I don't even think they're being played, are they? I think it's a novelty. People just want them on their shelves.
No, because you have modern. Simon, you got modern indie bands that are releasing stuff on cassette now. There are more young people getting back into that too.
Yeah, but like the equipment to play the cassettes is all vintage stuff now, isn't it? There's not many people who are actually making cassette players. You might get a portable player or something, but like an actual separate.
No, there are companies that are starting to make cassette players again. And there are companies making CD players again.
Right. I don't think they're of the same quality of the past regarding the cassette players, are they?
Now, granted, I don't think they're manufacturing tons of cassette players, but they are manufacturing brand new cassette players. Yes, they are. Yep.
Yeah. They're out there, but they're not out there in the quantity as they were 20, 30 years ago.
And not built like they used to be too.
No, not got the build quality, have they?
But you know, if they see money somewhere, they're gonna build it, or build it, and they will come. I'm just glad to see, man, that the millennials have finally discovered, I don't want digital because there's nothing, I don't own it. I don't own. And that's why a lot of millennials are coming back to this. And CDs, like I said, they're going back. People, even young people, they want the type of media that they can hold and possess.
I can speak for the millennials because I am one of them, and I think a big part of that is because regarding records, it's something which was there like in our childhood, but it's something we never owned. You know, it was kind of phased out in the 90s. Although mums and dads had like stuff from the 80s and 70s, which would likely what we would get our hands on and play.
Yeah,
owning any records ourselves didn't exist. You know, because we were brought up on like cassettes and CDs. It's only because of the revival, you know, has brought it back to us. We now get a chance to actually buy brand new records. So it is, although it's old, it's new to us.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have something that's been preserved that you don't get as much anymore. And that is, you know, bands truly having the opportunity to be nurtured as opposed to just be, and there's always been cookie cutter bands in music, you know, from day one. But bands are no longer nurtured because independent artists or bands can now push themselves. Some of them are better than others, but yeah, that whole nurturing of a band is no longer there. Or, you know, you're not allowed to get away with 4 releases before the 5th album has that hit song that they've been wanting you to produce. Back then, man, back in the era, especially 70s, particularly in the prog era, these guys had all the time in the world. But the beautiful thing, Yes used to produce like an album, 2 albums a year. A lot of these bands in the 70s would produce 2 to 3 albums in 1 year. It was common back then. And that's because they were all in the same room together. I mean, it was spontaneous. So you had this spontaneous combustion of talent right then and there. Bam, bam, bam. While we're hot, let's break them out. Now, because you have that distance and you're sharing files, you don't have that immediate one-on-one with that person in the room. Because I'm telling you, as being a musician all my life, to me, there is nothing better than collaborating with another artist. And there is absolutely nothing better than when you're in sync and there's no talking, but you're hearing through the music and you're following each other and you find a groove. Oh, there's no bigger high than connecting with another artist, and particularly when you're improvising. That's awesome. So that's another reason why music is my thing, because it certainly is a drug, man. I love being on stage. I think maybe one time I don't even think I was really nervous. I was more anxious about something else. But I've never been too nervous to perform. I've always looked forward to it. I love the stage. And I told you before this, Simon, I wouldn't mind dying on stage. Wouldn't have no problem with it.
Let's hope you can continue and you know, keep being on stage.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know, I would die doing something I love. Who wouldn't? You know,
There's a few that have.
There's a few that have now, and I'm not talking about taking my own, but who's it's one famous guy who super famous. Who was that died on stage during the glam years? I think guy. I can't think of it now, but there's been several artists who have, you know. Yeah.
You still mulling over the idea of coming to the UK, or
Ain't gonna happen, man.
no?
No, it's just too unstable times. And I you know, I was prepared. You know, I'm disappointed, but I'm not totally, because I knew last year if certain things happen politically here, I wasn't gonna go. It's just, particularly when I wanted to come there was gonna be like just before the elections here, and before I'm not leaving the United States until after the elections. I got to see what happens after November elections before I decide to go out of the country. It's just, you know, it's just too unstable. So what I might do, Simon, is I might just go ahead. I don't want to wait a whole nother year or not do it. I want to see what happens in the elections, and then I may try and come out. I didn't want to come out during the height of tourist season. I rather have came out in the fall, but maybe 2027 I might come out late winter, early spring. When is the highest point of tourist season, like in the London, you know, area?
I would say in the summertime.
Okay, so then I would want to come like probably maybe early spring.
Yeah, that'd be a good time. Yeah,
because with everything, I mean, people are already talking about the ridiculous. I mean, airline tickets are already, you know, going through the roof. So that's another reason why I don't want to go, you know, spending this kind of cash, man, when we're in this predicament and we don't have to be.
No.
And you know, the tariffs and all of that stuff. I gotta wait for more stable times.
There's a lot though, isn't it, to put together.
I just, you know, I guess I can say I am bummed out. I really wanted to come, but you know, it's just not good.
If it's not doable, then it's not doable. You know, you gotta do the right thing, and if you know now's not the time, then it's not the time.
No. But we'll see after that. We'll see. Yeah. Well, I think got a lot of stuff here. I'm going to let you go. And I thank you once again for having me on, Simon. It's always a lot of fun.
Always a pleasure. Always.
And you have an awesome chat, folks in the chat. But yeah, everyone, have a good rest of your weekend. And Simon, you take care of yourself, my friend. And if I'm available, sir, I will see you next fortnight.
Yep. I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. All right, Michael.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Catch you later. Right then. Yeah, that's about it, I think. So yeah, thanks for all those in the chat, Michael, and everyone involved in the in this little live stream. Appreciate you all. Till next time. See you later. Bye for now.